Okay, so now we're going to look at a couple word problems. So it says an air traffic controller is tracking a plane 2.1 kilometers due south of the radar tower. So here's the tower due south. A second plane is located 3.5 kilometers from the tower at a heading of north 75 degrees east. So this is north. So east is to the right, right? If you need your bearings to be reset for you. So north, south, east, and west. So north 75 degrees east. So right there. Um, and then the question is to the nearest tenth of a kilometer, how far apart are these two planes? So find D. So here's this triangle we've created between the tower, plane A, and plane B. Now, this is a side in this triangle, and this is a side in this triangle. Now, this angle 75 degrees is outside, but the line connecting north to south, right? So if this is south, that's north. That's going to be a straight line. So we can find this angle right there by taking 180 minus 75, and that's 105. And now I have this angle 105, not 100, 105. And now I have this angle to be 105 degrees. And now I do have the side angle side situation. I can find the opposite side D using the law of cosines. And it's actually the easy one because finding the side length is easier, right? So D squared equals, it doesn't matter the other two sides order, 2.1 squared plus 3.5 squared minus 2 times 2.1 times 3.5 cosine of the angle 105 degrees. And remember, we take the square root of both sides. Square root cancels the squared, and this will get us D. And I am going to take a picture, and we'll do it in graphing calculator together. Okay, so let's go to Desmond's graphing calculator. Let me clear these for a second. There we go. Make sure we are in degrees. Oh, see, now when I cleared, notice it went back to radians. So be very careful there, right? Always check. Make sure you're in degrees. Square root of 2.1 squared plus 3.5 squared minus 2 times 2.1, 2.1 times 3.5 cosine of 105. And there I go. I got 4.52. It does say round to the nearest tenth. So again, if I'm looking here, 4.52, the 2 keeps the 5 the same. 4.5 kilometers. So in Edge Elastic, what I'm having you do now is, right, you have to take 4.5, but then you have to pick the correct units, and that would be kilometers. So just make sure you keep scrolling until you find it. Okay, next problem here. It says the dimensions of a triangular flag are 18 feet by 25 feet by 27 feet. To the nearest tenth, what is the measure of the angle formed by the two shorter sides? Well, let's draw a picture real fast. So here's my triangle. Okay, so again, I have three sides. Let's let this be 18 because it is kind of the smaller. This would be 25 and this is 27. So it says, what is the measure of the angle formed by the two shorter sides? So 25 and 18 are the shorter sides. So this is my angle, call it X degrees. This is the side, side, side case. So we can use the law of cosines, but we'll have to use the inverse cosine eventually. So 27 is my side opposite of this angle. So 27 has to go by itself. 27 squared equals, the other two sides, it doesn't matter, 18 squared plus 25 squared minus 2 times 18 times 25 cosine of X. Again, three things you do first. 27 squared, and 27 squared is 729. 18 squared plus 25 squared is 949. Minus 2 times 18 times 25 is 900. Cosine X. Again, avoid the temptation. Get rid of the 949 by subtracting it to the other side. So 729 minus 949 is negative 220. So negative 220 equals negative 900 cosine X. Divide by the negative 900 on both sides. They cancel out the negative, so 220 over 900 equals cosine X. And again, to get rid of the cosine, you just take the inverse cosine of that fraction. And that's what I'll do. Inverse cosine of 220 divided by 900. Cosine raised to the negative 1 of 220 divided by 900. And this is what I got, 75.85. It says round to the nearest It doesn't say. Oh, to the nearest tenth. To the nearest tenth. So 75.85. The 5 makes the 8 become a 9. 75.9, and that would be in degrees. 75.9 degrees. 75.9. And there you go. Okay, so just a couple word problems involving the law of cosines. All right, best of luck in this homework. If you have any questions, let me know.